Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Xenonauts 2. As today, now that the cleaners are out of the picture, things are about to get messy going into month 5. And with that in mind, I've really kind of reevaluated our current tactical approach, especially with paycheck looming on day 121. And once again, I do think we really need to ramp up our air game. We need to get those new interceptors online as quickly as possible. So, I think we are going to go ahead and start our third and final lab, which will require more living space, because the workshop alone pushes us right towards cap. But that should hopefully help clear the current logjam we're seeing in both research and engineering, which also in turn, once we finish all those various projects, will also allow for ongoing income, you know, once the workshops and labs are sitting idle. So in theory, a good long-term investment. Aside from that, I will also say one of our main issues we're running into right now is a lack of Elenium, because we can't raid ships. We have no easy source, outside of spending operations points, that is, so I do think our next goal for operations points will be to grab this elite intelligence agent while he's discounted, which we should be able to do. 175? Yeah, we'll make that easy before day 121. Oh. And we're already getting hit by a ship with 2 escorts. This early on, I'm gonna guess that's a triple probe? Yes. Still dangerous, but auto? Okay, yeah, we'll take that. Come on back. You know what, in fact, since we're seeing them up their air game as well, slight shift here. We'll go ahead and cancel these 2 temporarily, and we will instead do alloy plating. That'll be important for keeping our Angels viable until we can get our first Phantom up and running. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and bump that up to the top of the queue. Get that done first. Very small. That's probably a fighter. Oh, we're kind of banged up, but good luck, guys. Oh, geez. Okay. We also have a medium. That's a destroyer. Shoot, I hope this thing doesn't chew us up too much. Yeah, all right. Come on back. Ah, crap. I shot it down over water. That's rough. Got distracted by the destroyer. Fair enough. Speaking of which, let's not let that get too far. Shoot, where'd you go? Alright, you know what? Come on back. Hopefully we see it again. At least this will let us do some more repairs. Small. So, a scout? Yeah, okay. Auto? I feel like we could do better than that. Let's go manual. Come at it from either side, keep our slightly more damaged ship a little further back. Yep, not far back enough. Though, close. He seems confused. Veer off, stay outside their firing arc. I mean, you know, try, I guess. There we go. Okay. Yes, perfect. And Angel 1, almost on top. Slight adjustment on angle of approach. Okay, hit him. Should chew him up fast once we're on top. Shoot. Yes, perfect. I mean, not perfect, but... you know, I'm not actually sure that was better, but it's done, so... good enough. I mean, I do think it will at least leave us in decent enough shape to take out the destroyer, if and when it comes back. 75 points for a scout, so it is proportionate to the potential resource yield. Interesting. There we go. Take him out. Might have to manual this one as well, but let's see how we fare with auto. No. We're not going to do a 2-week rebuild time if we don't have to. If they primarily do armor damage, that's fine, because we can refit that in like a day. Actual hit point damage is a bit rougher, but full-on destruction, that is best avoided. 2-week downtime pretty much guarantees they'll miss the next wave. Angel 2 engaged. Stay on their side. Watch that rear arc. Nice. Though, also still awkward, because, yeah, okay. That's fine, that's fine. We've got armor, we can eat a few hits. Well, we had armor. Angel 2's out, so let's... oh. Nice. Yeah. That, at least, we can say was significantly better than auto. Which leaves us with another crash site we could technically afford. But I'd rather grab that elite ops agent. And thus, we leave them to expire, which should automatically pay out their bounties. Yeah, verified. You can see on top left. Panic levels are holding steady. New plating is online and auto-equipped. And 1 day out on our current project. Plus our elite ops agent, who we'll go ahead and grab now. That bumps us up to 11 per day. And leaves us with 2 more we still need to collect. Neither of which are within easy grabbing range at the moment. We do also need Elenium, but... oh gosh, wow. I mean, not at that price. We're better off raiding a scout ship. And here we go. Alien Origins. After carefully monitoring many hours of transmissions from the captured Mentarch, I have finally succeeded in gaining access to the hyperdrive. The navigational data within came as quite a surprise. I have always struggled to understand how hyperdrive technology could possibly function across interstellar distances. The energy required increases with range, and jumping from even the closest star system, roughly 4 light-years away, would require unfathomable amounts of energy. The truth is simple. Our primitive minds fundamentally misunderstood the purpose of the hyperdrive. Our alien foes are not using the device to traverse our universe. Instead, they remain in roughly the same physical location and jump across the multiverse. Explaining multidimensional travel is difficult, as individual dimensions constantly shift position as they expand or contract in line with their waveform pattern. Nonetheless, a great many alternate dimensions appear far closer to us in terms of energy expenditure required to reach them than Proxima Centauri. Our enemies thus also originate from Earth, but the Earth of a distant dimension that may differ greatly from our own. These Eternals seem to be interdimensional explorers, searching the multiverse for worlds where multicellular life has evolved. It appears only a handful of such dimensions exist. Out of many thousands recorded within the hyperdrive, I suspect that the various alien species we have encountered were once the dominant life forms on their worlds, only to be conquered and enslaved by the Eternals. Each represents a different evolutionary path for Earth had chance unfolded differently. At the center of this hyperdrive map sits the Eternal Homeworld, the seat of their empire from which the invasion must originate. Although we currently know nothing of this distant planet, the discovery of its location may yet prove vital. Indeed. Which I think is more or less where the early access stopped. I think right before you would start getting the information you needed to build some sort of portal back to their world, take the fight to them, so to speak. The inevitable end point of the campaign. Which is why I do worry there might be need for one more open slot in our current base layout, if there is some sort of dedicated gate or portal room required for endgame. But I guess we'll just let future retcon worry about that. Oh, also, we unlocked Quantum Array. Upgrades all existing radar array structures to quantum arrays, which also intercept alien communications and unlock additional information about detected UFOs. Ooh, well, we want that. But we can't have it because we are short on Elenium. So I think, as much as I'd like to use our ops points for something else, I think, oh right, yeah. Phantom Interceptor. Let's go ahead and get the new interceptors online. Could go for the plot project instead, but that won't be done before our next paycheck, so no point in rushing it. We've got plenty of time. Especially once we get the new lab up and running, though sadly that will not be fast enough to affect the interceptors. It's still 2 weeks out, I think. But it will help with everything after. Hopefully we have enough Elenium to at least get our first Phantom going. Though, well, let's see how many op points we have when the next wave hits. There's our paycheck. Doing okay. Slight bumps on all the countries we're not actively covering, but we're almost offsetting it. Actually, we might be fully offsetting it with our success in Europe and Africa. Yeah, not bad. Honestly, it felt a whole lot worse when we kept seeing those various things happen outside our radar range. Though, that is something else we do need to prioritize, is getting at least one air base set up. That's part of upping our air game. Yeah, the most tenuous part of this whole thing is going to be once we start having to shuffle aircrafts back and forth between the different bases. That'll get real awkward real quick. But we gotta get there first, so... How we doing? Alloy vehicle armor. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that done. Nice little boost for Valen, who I think has, at this point, become a mainstay in all our ground missions. And, yeah, we'll get that going as well. But we do have to hold off on that. Laser weapons are nice, but they're just too much of an Elenium sink. Workshop's up in 5. Oh, right, we have to budget for new employees as well. They're not free hires, so that's another... 350? Surgical center up, very nice. Assault shields next. Should be seeing our next wave any time now. And right on cue, we've got a destroyer. Angels at full, so... Oh wow, that looked like it was booking it right for our base, so we might want to start considering anti-air defenses. But for now, down it goes. No, we can do better than that. Assuming direct control. I'm anticipating at least 2 or 3 more contacts, so if we can avoid actual health damage, that would be ideal. Alright, stay on the sides. Avoid the zones. At least as best you can with those clunky old angels. Nice. Yeah, that was much better. Armor ate almost all of it. A sound investment. Which puts a destroyer map on the board. Unfortunately, too soon for us to actually afford it. It would be nice to grab a destroyer worth of resources, but that'll expire before we can claim it. Workshop up. Yeah, 350. So 50k per plus escalating upkeep costs. Probably something similar with the new lab, so that'll be another 350 plus 175 upkeep. Oh, and this might be a scout, but an escorted scout. Interesting. Oh, a defender. That's new. Auto? Oof, wow. Let's go manual. Not sure we'll do much better, but it's certainly worth a shot. Honestly, it doesn't feel like it's all that much tougher than the scout itself. We'll double team the scout, hopefully tear it up first, then focus fire the defender. Not entirely sure what to expect from this thing, but it does have a pretty wide firing arc. Prep to scatter. Gotta watch those incomings. Shoot. Two's going to eat this. Buys 1 time to close, but then he gets double teamed. Ow. Scatter. It's 1 out of the firing arc. Very briefly. But he's got full armor, so scout out. Number 2's getting chewed, but about to pass through, so hopefully... Yes. Yep, we've got it. I mean, this thing does turn pretty tight, but yes, there we go. Not great, but, you know, definitely better than the alternative. We were down to like 3 on auto. But more importantly, that puts a scout on the map, which we could afford. We are in dire need of Elenium, but we would have gotten more from a proper destroyer. We could theoretically hold out, keep saving, and wait for a destroyer to roll in, but that might be it for this wave. Oh, well, apparently not. We've got triple wing of probes. 1 sec to reset our armor, then we'll knock them out. tail this time. Yeah, still kicking myself over that fighter. What a waste. And wow, look at that. They can't even get through our armor now. Again, very good investment. So is that it? Is that it for the wave? Do we have another potential destroyer in the mix? We're not seeing any signs. But we can afford to wait till morning. Yeah, let's... We'll push the clock up a little further, just till morning. See if there's any signs of other ship activity. I mean, the alternative is potentially saving for this guy, the elite security op. Though, no, we would not be able to get that before accessibility reset. So you know what? We might as well just bite the bullet now. One sec. Let me assemble a team. And we're back. Team assembled, mostly populated with rookies, with a particular focus on pretty much anyone we had who does not yet have an award for bravery. Obviously a bit risky going in with a bunch of raw recruits, but as I've said before, a scout ship's pretty much the closest thing we get to a training mission these days, at least now that the cleaners have been cleaned out. Oh shoot, are we gonna beat the... Hold on, no, come on back. Yeah, still gotta wait till morning. And good to go. To those who are about to die, etc., etc. Though, as I was saying, yeah, even some of the cleaner missions would have been pretty rough on raw recruits. Mostly the ones with particularly tight timelines. The smash and grab, the VIP capture. Neither really ideal for recruits in need of training. That said, Raiders on site. And we've got Sectons, which is about... Well, I mean, on the one hand, it is the best we could have possibly hoped for, but on the other hand, they've got our landing zone completely surrounded. And they're packing plasma pistols, neither of which is particularly ideal, but, you know, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, these two are going to shoot at anyone who tries to get off the Sky Ranger. So lock them first. That works. Would have rather kept Camille freed up, but you gotta go with what works. Sectons may be weak and feeble, but with a plasma pistol they can still do a sec-ton of damage. Target locked. Take him down, Rax. Could go for cap, but probably not worth the risk. Not with 3 more on our flanks. We'll cap where we can, but, I mean, keeping our guys alive takes precedence, obviously. Should be safe to push up unless we've got one off right. Nope, looking clear. Aside from that one, of course, but he's also looking the other way. Push up on fence. Clear cover. Ooh, nice, okay. That is within, I think, potential cap range. They have like 50 to 60 health. Though I know there's also class-based modifiers based on like whatever their profession is. I believe that's a soldier, so it might have slightly higher. But either way, you know, smoke's still a good move. A little extra stun prevents them from shooting us from that particular angle. At least, accurately, they can still shoot through it. They just suffer stacking penalties. Got that guy off right. Gotta keep that in mind. Though, in theory, they're apt to go after the civilians first. Which isn't something I necessarily want to happen, but, you know, we do have to factor it in. We will at least start pushing towards him. We'll rescue who we can, but I mean, we're not going to, we're not going to get our guys killed over something with no real tangible tactical benefit. Hold. Number 5. Oh, gosh. Oh, wow. What are the odds? I like that he closed the door. What are the odds there'd be a guy inside the room and they just happen to come out right then? And that they'd miss at what I have to assume was point blank range. Go for cap. Could stun first, but we might... I mean, bonk stick gets bonus if they're suppressed, but we've got so many active threats off right. There we go. Slightly less pressure now, though we do need to get that patched. Served is bleeding out. Sir, you are in the worst possible position you could be in right now. But that's fine. We'll try to work around you. There we go. Perfect. Target out. Hello? Hi there. Let's open her up, air her out. Please don't miss. Thank you. That was perfect. Go for cap. Yeah, push inside both for safety and for point blank range. Oh, come on. Addy? No, wait, you already... Shoot. How do we do this? Huh. We need to deal with this guy off left. We need... Yeah, alright. Rex, why don't you smoke? Really hoping that guy will collapse from smoke inhalation. But the important thing is it temporarily frees up Camille, who can now smoke off right. And again, hopefully knock this guy out as well. Still standing, but hopefully he'll drop once he starts moving. We'll put Addy on Diego's back. And we've got one more in the alley, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. Hold. Hey, look, you both lived. Good for you. Ooh, and we have an armed friendly. Nice. Oh, come on. Double come on. Non-com. Sorry, ma'am. Yeah, that's a non-com secton, but still dangerous. Alright. Val took a bit of a ding, but honestly, I think that went about as well as we could have hoped. Target capped. Lost track of how much damage it took, so I'm not really clear on exactly how much it had. Fork you! And let's get eyes on this one. There you are. Probably easiest if we maybe punch out the wall. Could demo charge the wall, clear a path for Rax. It's pretty badly injured, so like one more stun should get it done. Rax attacks. Though, I suppose we should burn another flashbang. Maximize the chances he'll actually hit. Yeah, I hate burning all our flashbangs like that, but oh gosh, come on, man. It wasn't even worth it. Well, Rax, I'm not really sure what we can do about that. I guess hug cover? Hang tight? We'll see if someone can maybe get that done in your stead. Camille's too far out. Shields are definitely too far out. We'll just have Camille split off. Hunker down in here. She'll start angling for the non-com next round. We'll also have, we could have more coming from around that corner. I mean, I guess we'll go for it. Get Val on Overwatch. And hold. Well, there goes our friendly. Oh, okay. Yeah, we will absolutely take that. That I'm not crazy about, though. Wow, he just ran right around us, didn't he? Alright, Eddie, why don't you hang tight for a sec? We're gonna go ahead and gank this guy. Though maybe not while you're behind him. That might not be a good idea. .36 stun. Go for bonk. Hey, nice. Yeah, if that hadn't landed, we'd be hedging our bets on Mark sticking the shot. Which, you know, he probably would have, but best not to take the chance if you don't have to. As for this guy... Hey, there we go. Target capped. Though, we have one out back, I think. Go for cap. Between Diego and Serb, they might get it done, but that is a pretty risky play. Nah. We've still got an active on our flank, really shouldn't get greedy. Speaking of whom, Mark, I don't suppose you could line up a shot. I mean, that really doesn't look like you can, but... Diego. Let's, get that door. Nice. Really hinged on that. And Diego, let's just have you cover served. Also, Mark, way too far out to really effectively cover, so we'll get you on the fence. And hold. Also, Addie's still bleeding out. We'll get that taken care of. She's got a few more rounds in her. Oh, gosh. Val's at like a third now. But still kicking. Soften? Nice. Perfect. Yes. Okay. Do we have, does anyone have a flashbang left? I think we might have burned our whole supply. Honestly, main downside with the rookies is that lower strength score, you know. Go for bonk. Double bonk. Oh, Rex, why? All right, Mark. Do you even remotely have this shot? How about if we go out here? No. I should have put Diego one space over, kept the firing path clear. Served. Hey, there we go. Perfect. I mean, really down to the wire there, but it worked out. I will acknowledge that that could have been handled better, but I will also absolutely take the win. Addie's patched, so now we just regroup. Ship's top right, so we'll start pushing towards there. Main concern is the giant blind spots. We've got this over here. Yeah, this like warehouse building. And I guess to a lesser extent the shipping yard. And then we've also got some smaller blind spots out back. The garden, the crates, etc. Though given the number we've taken out on approach, I feel like there can't be that many left. We've already cleared like 8? We also haven't heard any Mentark sound, so that's a good sign. Implies it might have bit it during the crash. Live caps are nice, but we still need like 2 or 3 more corpses for that particular project. UFO door, but no signs of anyone anywhere else. Let's go ahead and clear some blind spots. We'll start here. Scout the yard. I'd say that's pretty clear. Push garden. We'll have Val clear center. We'll have to be a bit more cautious with him because, yeah, he's not doing great on health. Mark up top. He also needs to reload. Come on back, Rax. Addy across. Angled towards ship. Quick peek. Yeah, I don't like all those blind spots. Okay, looks clear. Go ahead and tuck in. And your breath. Yeah, just stall. Hold. Non-com peeking. So we've got at least one in there. Let's very carefully begin our approach. Most angling it off left. Bell on right. With Mark on Overwatch. You know, once he's reloaded. Quick peek. Looks clear. Pretty ideal approach, honestly. Come on, Rax. I don't like that the door just kind of randomly closes sometimes when you pass through it. Not a huge deal, but it is odd. It kind of makes it tough to plan your moves when you've got cover that just randomly opens and closes like that. If a doorway's open, you should be able to pass through it without interacting with it. Slightly risky position for Addy, but better than exposing her back. Hold. Nothing of note. I think it's just the guys inside. Keep pushing up. And given that it doesn't seem like there's a ton of them left, I think we will risk pushing right up on the door. I'd rather not vaporize more of the interior than we have to. You know, the whole reason we're here is because we are in dire need of alien components. More Elenium than alloy, but we'll take both. Also, the experience is nice, plus the extra funding. Hold. Hi there. Hi there. None come out, but obviously still at least one more inside. Push up on door. This, of course, is the riskiest part of our approach, but actually, you know what? Let's consolidate. Maybe we can bait one more outside before we fully stack. Okay. Hold. No. Fair enough. Stack on door. We'll have Val hang back since he's running on fumes. We should probably bring Mark up, but it would take him 2 full turns to get there. Nah, we're good. I think we've got this. Breach. Oh, well, you know, that's really more than I was hoping we'd walk in on, but, flashbang out. Right side locked. Clear, guy on left. That's not gonna suppress anyone, is it? I feel like firing over their heads is fine. Okay, no, we're good. Target locked. And primed for cap. Addy on approach. Target capped. Guy in back is active, but looking the other way, so I think... Yeah, not worth the risk. Mentark next. Go for kill. We need the corpse. Nice. Wow, that was way better than we got with the ballistics. And push for cap. Slightly greedy, but I think we've earned it. I want to get you out of the way so Cam can make her approach. Target's locked, so bonk stick's ideal. Preferably with enough TU for a double tap. There we go. Nice. Very nice. Come on. Oh. Diego, why? Do we have... Right. Man, now I really wish I had kept you closer. Alright, well, I mean, we do still have an option, technically. Oof. For all the good that did us, honestly, I should just consider myself lucky we didn't shoot anyone in the back. Oh, right, you know what, I could have just brought Valin. Oh, well, never mind. Good luck, I guess. Oh, yeah, that's about right. And bonk. Oh, wow. Alright, guys, come on. Come on. Diego, buddy. There we go. Alright. Slightly messy there towards the end, but, you know, all things considered, I'd say not bad. Not bad for rookie's day out. And, I mean, hey, that's a guaranteed Crimson Heart for Cam, so not all bad. That which does not kill you does make you stronger. But just the once. Oh, for Addie, too. Nice. Also, Golden Star for Rax and Mark. And awards for bravery for our 4 who didn't already have it. Honestly, even before the medals, those are some pretty solid gains. Oh, yes, plus 35 Elenium. Yeah, so raiding down chips is a better use of our op points than burning it for resources. UFO Defender. The Defender is a small alien craft roughly 18 meters in length, most commonly encountered protecting larger alien vessels from human interceptors. Analysis suggests much of the Defender's underlying design architecture is shared with the similarly sized fighter UFO, including an identical reactor unit, control system, and primary drive array. However, 2 major adaptations lead to it having rather different combat capabilities. The first of these is the more robust hull, which is reinforced with several layers of hardened extraterrestrial alloys. This makes the Defender more survivable than the fighter, but the extra weight also imposes serious limitations on overall maneuverability. As such, there is little prospect of these craft rolling to evade incoming missiles. The second is the primary armament, a sizable frontal plasma lance that has sufficient range and accuracy to act as a medium-range missile shield. Indeed, any munitions entering the firing arc of the weapon are liable to be vaporized by a searing bolt of energy. Naturally, there are limitations to this, the largest being the substantial recharge time of the plasma lance. Our pilots could overcome the shield by attacking from the rear, overwhelming it with a volley of missiles, or by simply destroying the Defender itself, which is rather less deadly in a dogfight than the fighter. Nonetheless, we must acknowledge the threat posed by a Defender. Intercepting a large UFO is a hazardous undertaking at the best of times. Carelessly losing missiles and torpedoes to nearby Defenders could prove disastrous. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so they intercept missiles, which we inadvertently kind of avoided by coming in from the side. Though in retrospect, it might have actually gotten 1 or 2 of them. I'd have to go back and double check. I wasn't watching for it, you know. And look at that, almost 500,000. Yeah, you can really see why it's worth our while to go capturing over killing when possible. Though I will say it's less of a dramatic difference than I thought. You know, I thought it was actually, maybe it was with the cleaners, but not necessarily with the aliens themselves. Also, we're not actually selling the alien corpses just yet, because we still need those for the secton analysis. Where are we at on that? 5 more. Okay. Also, 2 more Mentarchs. Good to know. And you know what? We've run a bit long, but I just realized we We never touched on the files we pulled out of the Cleaner HQ, so why don't we wrap up with that? Oh, hold on. There we go. EXDEF Transcript. June 12th, 1994. Transcript of discussions with Secretary of Defense Benjamin R. Thomas, newly appointed to the role. Hello, Admiral. Good afternoon, sir. It's not often the Secretary of Defense drops by. How can I help? Well, I'm interested in hearing more about the Iceland incident. I understand you were in command of the 6th Fleet at the time. That's correct. But I'm not sure what I can tell you. It happened nearly 30 years ago, and age hasn't improved my memory. The unredacted transcripts of my debriefing are still on file, though. I'm sure your clearance is high enough to get you access. The President recently granted me Zero Black clearance, a level that doesn't exist on any official documentation. He implied there might be more to the story than I knew. Ah, I see. Well, it's not surprising you were unaware of Zero Black. No written records of anything classified that highly are permitted beyond very specific areas. We take secrecy very seriously. Secrecy about what, exactly? I'll get to that. First, you asked about the Iceland incident. Well, the official account is almost entirely true. The covert nuclear silos in Greenland and Iceland really existed, and there was nothing fake about the face-off between the 6th Fleet and the Soviet Northern Fleet. I see. And what does that leave out? The alien spaceship. What? Construction teams working on the Icelandic silo found a wrecked alien spacecraft while mapping underground water flow. It had clearly exploded on impact and spent years being crushed by ice, so it wasn't much to look at. But it certainly wasn't human. We still don't know how the Soviets found out about it. Perhaps they picked up the radio chatter from the base, or maybe I had a KGB mole in my command staff. Either way, almost the entire Northern Fleet was headed our way within hours. An alien spaceship? Admiral, tell me you're not being serious. Deadly serious. That's why the situation was so dangerous. For all the Soviets knew, the technology inside that spaceship would allow America to destroy the USSR overnight. They couldn't let us have it, even if it meant starting World War III. The White House wasn't exactly keen to compromise, of course, but eventually they had to back down. Tell me, have you ever heard the name EXDEF? EXDEF? No, I can't say I have. Good. As I said earlier, secrecy is paramount. The Extraterrestrial Defense Agency was the result. A joint NATO-Soviet body established to study the alien ship and protect humanity against extraterrestrial threats. We've been hard at work ever since. I find this difficult to believe, Admiral. How could a secret organization stay hidden for 3 full decades? We hide in plain sight. Are you familiar with DARPA-X and the CIB? Of course. DARPA-X is the experimental arm of DARPA, our military research agency. The Counterintelligence Bureau is one of our domestic security agencies. That's the official story, yes. In reality, they're 2 EXDEF front organizations. We use DARPA-X to distribute any scientific advances that arise from studying the UFO wreckage. The CIB arrests or discredits anyone who might expose our activities, and we covertly draw funding from both of their budgets. It's the same story in every major NATO or Soviet nation. You'd be amazed at the resources we have available, given that we don't officially exist. Geez, that makes a lot of sense, actually. I assume you're the leader of EXDEF. One of 2, yes. I represent the views of NATO. My counterpart represents those of Soviet-aligned countries. I see. Should I expect to speak to you often? Hopefully not. Extraterrestrial activity is extremely rare, and EXDEF likes to maintain a low profile. You'll only hear from me if serious problems arise. That's all you need to know. And please remember that the CIB takes the protection of all information classified 0 black extremely seriously. Breathe a word of this to anyone except the President, and you'll lose more than your career. I understand, Admiral. Let's hope we never meet again. Yeah, I do like that. Obviously, we saw it back in early access as well, but nice to get a refresher. And honestly, I feel like it's a really fun backstory for the invasion currently in progress. It not only explains the origin of the cleaners, you know, the brainwashed remnants of EXDEF, the previous Earth Defense Organization, but also does go a ways towards explaining various other things, such as our doctor pointed out, why we can reverse engineer alien technology so easily, because a lot of our technology is apparently already built off of it. Though obviously, to get the full story about exactly what caused their downfall, we'll have to complete the Cleaner project. Get more details on that final fateful project that saw them turned against the people they were sworn to protect. Though, you know, to be fair, I mean, as we saw when we captured their leaders, they still thought they were doing that job. They just had their perceptions twisted. Their ranks filled out with ignorant agents and literal flesh puppets. As for our resources, it is very tempting to go for the quantum array since we can now afford it, but I think we're going to sit on that for a little longer, at least until we see how much the Phantom costs. You know, once we see that, we'll be able to make a more informed decision. But this is a pretty huge step towards where we need to be. That said, this does feel like a good place to call it. We'll hit the pause button for now. I'll take care of the usual off-screen bookkeeping, and we will pick up here next time. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Eerie V23, Revenant, Alois, Bowman, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Lady Shayna, Mark Giemza, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Rowan Church, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.